What's going on, guys? Wanted to do a little walk around in my truck right here. It's a 1994 Chevy Silverado C3500 dually. It does have the 6.5 liter diesel in it, turbo diesel. And before I actually start fixing this truck up, thought I'd do a walk around video just to keep a little record of how it looks now before it actually transforms. Person I got this truck from used to haul asphalt, so this was his personal work vehicle. So you see a lot of black soot coming down off the back bumper, as well in the tailgate, on the tailgate as well as in the bed of the truck. This truck has 243,000 miles on it. I've owned this truck for a little over 2 years, and in the 2 years that I've owned this truck, I've only put about 300 miles on this truck. It does have a lot of clear coat painting coming off. A lot of clear coat damage coming off right here along the whole truck, as you guys can see. It is Trail Quest Edition. But guys are probably looking like, why the hell did he park on this pillar right here? Well, I had some issues with taking out the seats, or I unbolted the seats already. And just so happened two bolts in each seat were extra long and I couldn't get them out. So I had to find a way to get the truck jacked up a little higher so I can get under the truck. And the easiest way was for me to park on this right here instead of going to get my jacks. So as we're doing a walk around of the truck, a couple things I am planning to get done to it is, of course, a paint job. I love the burgundy paint job on this truck. Does have some rust on the hood or the roof. We'll go ahead and take a look on the inside. Real nasty door panel right here, very loose. I can honestly say the owner that had this truck before me did not take care of this truck at all. Seats, the front seats are in very bad condition. They have tape on them, and this little thin cushion, I guess, was supposed to help somehow, which it really didn't. Has this wooden center console in here that was held down with 4 nails that I've already taken the nails out, but I did put the center console back in just for this video. You can see the other seat over there, it is in bad condition as well, but that door panel over there is in decent condition. The dash on this truck is pretty much cracked, very, very bad. Does have the factory equalizer in it with a tape player, factory radio, climate controls. The dash, as you can see, truck has 243,000 miles and 99, or 243,099 miles. If you can see over here, I've put 303 miles on this truck since I've owned it. Steering wheel, the horn says TQ for Trail Quest. Does have the wood grain accent on the truck. All along the bottom, on the door panels, front and back. Does have the wood grain up top. The lights do work. Once upon a time, this was a really, really nice truck. All burgundy insides, including the carpet. Back seats, it's missing this cover right here. We will be getting that replaced eventually. The white powder on the floor, I put that on the floor about 2 years ago when I first got the truck. This truck had a very horrible smell into it. So I put some carpet freshener down there. That black piece down there is part of the old, I forgot the name of it. But yeah, this is the inside of the truck. I will be replacing the front seats with seats similar to these seats back here. I like these old plush style seats. These seats will be eventually be getting rewrapped, same color most likely, or burgundy and black. I have been buying parts for this truck for years, or since I've owned it. So we do have a brand new water pump right there. The truck does have a leak from the water pump, as well as a power steering pump leak. These are the bolts for the seats. I've already taken them out for the front seats. Oh yeah, that's mud flap, by the way. That's what it was. It's a very decent truck. Like I said, this truck was a decent truck. Very nice truck once upon a time. This truck was not taken care of at all. So one thing I will say about the previous owner, when he found out this truck had a power steering leak, instead of replacing the power steering pump, the owner went and bought a 5-gallon bucket of power steering fluid. And that's what he did. Every day he would pour some power steering fluid from his 5-gallon bucket into a Gatorade bottle and then pour it into the power steering reservoir. We will be replacing this bumper right here with a regular 88 to 98 bumper. Tail lights will eventually be getting replaced. Tires are Alcoa rims on them. All the tires on this truck are dry rotted and old, dirty, scratched up. You can tell the guy's been hitting curves, running over all types of stuff. So we will be going with 24-inch Alcoas on that. I want to say the truck does need a paint job. It did rain yesterday, and there's water inside here. There's water inside the clear coat right here from the rain. It does have a mat back here. I have yet to raise it up to see what the actual bed of the truck looks like. But eventually the truck will be getting bed lined black. But all that black stuff and soot and dirt, most of that is asphalt. The diamond plate rails right here on the side, as well as on the actual tailgate. I will be changing out the mirrors on these trucks, on this truck. I will pretty much be putting the same style mirrors that's on my 2000 Silverado, which is right here. I will be putting these mirrors. We're ordering these mirrors, bought them off eBay. We'll be ordering the same style mirrors, just suited for this truck right here with the chrome before it gets painted, so the chrome can stay and the black can be painted burgundy. The new seats for this truck, I do have it in the back of my Silverado right here, under my motorcycle cover. So they are ready to be put in. They are pretty clean for the most part. All the headlights, everything works, but they're very dirty and dingy and old. So we will be changing out the front grille as well as the headlights. We will be changing out the front bumper, and we will be adding the lower valence with the fog lights. Now you may be able to see some type of oil leak under my truck. Like I said, the truck does have a power steering leak, as well as a water leak or a coolant leak from the water pump. Let's see if we can get the size off this rim right here, or this tire. It is a Goodyear tire. 225, 75, 16. That's the size right here. They will be up for sale. once they come off the truck. If anybody wants them, they are Alcoas. Need a good wash and chrome shine or buff or whatever you call it. That's what it really needs. These seats will be going in the trash. I doubt anybody wants them. I kept telling myself previously that I would just get them reupholstered, but it would probably cost the same amount to get these reupholstered as it cost for me to buy the seats, the replacement seats, as well as get them reupholstered. We do have asphalt down there on the floor. One thing I will say, I do not believe these two front seats are the original seats to this truck. And I say that because we have two seat belt buckles right here. So, and we do have a middle seat belt, which is dirty, moldy, but there's no middle seat. Like I said, it does have the 6.5 liter turbo diesel in it. This is a 94 Chevy Silverado C3500 Trail Quest Edition. All the suspension parts on the driver's side are soaked and caked up full of power steering fluid. One thing I will say I'm happy about, which I doubt the previous owner did, but the owner before him probably did, was relocate the PMD, which is right here on my truck. I've already had to replace this. I will do a first start of the day just for this video. The truck does also have a fuel leak coming from the fuel filter housing. So that tells me the gasket in there, fuel filter housing right here, tells me the gasket in there is either loose or no longer in there, or I don't know what it could be, but there is a fuel leak. So I do have a new fuel filter for it with a new gasket. I will be seafoaming this whole truck. When I do take this fuel filter out, I will be sucking out all the diesel that's inside the fuel filter housing and replacing it with seafoam. Let me go ahead and try to crank it up. Let's see how she acts the first start of the day. Glow plug light just went off. I try to cycle it at least 3 times before I attempt to crank it up. Here we go. And there she goes. Does say low coolant, because like I said, we do have a coolant leak at the water pump. We do have the oil pressure at 40 psi. Temperature gauge is under 160. When I did drive the truck a couple times, the temperature gauge barely moved, so that tells me, or makes me think, that the thermostat is probably stuck open. We do have 2 brand new fresh batteries on this truck. And then it says we're right at a quarter tank of gas, or a quarter tank of fuel. Truck has 243,099 miles. And like I said, I've put about 300 miles on this truck since I've owned it in the past 2 years. person I got this truck from has no motor records of this truck, but he says he do believe this is a rebuilt motor. This truck does not have any blow-by. Has no blow-by. When I bought this truck, the fuel gauge did not work and the harmonic balancer was out. But the truck did come with a brand new harmonic balancer. I did go and get a brand new fuel sending unit from AutoZone. Had my mechanic install it for me. I also had him install the harmonic balancer at the same time. So yeah, this was a good truck once upon a time. We're gonna attempt to try to bring this truck back to life. So this is a 1994 Chevy Silverado C3500. You know, a lot of people don't like these steps right here. I actually do. A lot of people may say it looks like an old man's truck. A lot of people also say I have an old person's soul. That is one thing that actually drew me to this truck, was those steps. 2 years ago, the guy that was selling this truck was asking $3,000 for the truck, or he was interested in a trade. I offered the guy $2,000 for the truck, or a trade for my 2000 Chevy Avalanche, or a 2002 Chevy Avalanche. He wanted the Avalanche, and I ended up with this. Let's drive up to Bryan College Station to go do the trade on this truck. But we've now finally reached a time where we can go ahead and start fixing it up. Once again, I can drive. The truck is just parked like that. So I use it as my jack. That's gonna be the video. That's gonna be it for this video right here. I will be doing another video on me changing the fuel pump on this truck. Not the fuel pump, sorry, the fuel filter on this truck. As well as me changing out the side post batteries to top post batteries. And then I'll also do a video on me changing out these buggy seats to a bench seat. We got a long way to go with this one right here. A long way to go. All the suspension parts on this truck needs to be redone. As far as ball joints, lower and upper, inner and outer tie rods, sway bars, all need to be replaced. The mechanic already told me he can do it. Just labor is $350, which I believe is a lot cheaper than me paying $600 when I had all the front end rebuilt on the Avalanche. So the lights up here do work. I will be putting a CB radio in this open slot right here. am wanting to change out the dashboard to put a 97 to 98 style dashboard in here. I hate these style dashboards that's in here right now. But if I do replace the factory dashboard, I may go with the same kind, same color. It all depends on what's available when I get to that point. I do already have new grill and lights already saved, ready to be bought, as well as new chrome bumper, ready to be bought, as well as a new front valence with fog lights, ready to be bought. Like I said, I'm changing out those mirrors to the tow mirrors that's just like the ones right here. They are ready to be bought. This is a Trail Quest edition. Or my bad, Travel Quest. We will also be leveling out the front of the truck. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Stay tuned for the next one.